You're the asshole. Tell me more. Nobody's going to get a photo, huh? Well, I mean, I have to put myself, I have to take a stand. The stand I'm taking is I need to know what the house was like. Because genuinely, I'm like, let me just put it this way. I'm stunned at the number of people in chat who are like, no matter what, it's not the asshole. If you held your house to a reasonable standard of cleanliness, and then somebody came over, and instead of sleeping, which is like what you want to do, she spent 7 hours cleaning your house, essentially sending you the message that you're like a total slob. You wouldn't be upset if you're like, what if you had spent time cleaning it, but like before she came over? On top of that, I would be upset. The flip side is, if I saw a photo and it looked like a fucking disgusting like dorm, I would be like, I don't think she's the asshole. I think her boyfriend should grow up and, either accept the bachelor life wholeheartedly and hang out with the guy who drinks 3/4 of a Pink Whitney every night, or alternatively, like, if you want to have people over to your house, you got to make it like safe and comfortable for them to be there. That's where I'm at. He's like 33. Yeah, but his house could have been clean. The wrinkle in this is that, she's many standard deviations of caring about cleanliness off from the average person, right? I have a hard time falling asleep if there's even one dish in the sink. I feel unclean. My mom instilled how important it is to me to have my house clean, would get me to redo chores 5 or 10 times in a row. I was never allowed to go to bed if the house was messy. Like, that's the kind of thing where I can foresee, because there's no damn photo, there's no evidence, which is suspicious in and of itself. But I can foresee a situation where she came over and the house was actually kind of normal. But she was like, there's 2 dishes in the sink, I literally can't sleep. Whether or not the dude's a little funky for dating someone 11 years younger than him, look, that's personal opinion. I agree with you, and honestly, just sounds exhausting. As someone who deals with, I'm 32 and I deal with 25-year-olds in chat all day. I can't even imagine being around a 22-year-old for like more than 12 hours in a single sitting, but much less like, having them over at my house. I'm just saying, like, personally, this is, I can foresee a situation where he thought the place was tidy and kind of got blindsided. It took hours to clean. Yeah, but anything can take hours to clean if your standards for cleanliness are that it's got a sparkle, right? House cleaning is an elastic task. You can stretch it or compress it as necessary. Anyway. Yeah, it sounds like she should get a job as like a house cleaner. It seems like she's very thorough. Bad take through and through. Tell me you don't have any points to back up your argument. And instead, you're just trying to thought police. Bad take. Anybody else think this is a bad take or just me? Boomer take. Anybody else crawling like a viper through these suburban streets or just me? Bad take? Why? You should know. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. Take a photo of your floor right now. Send it over. Is it a bad take because you've got a floor littered with Filet-O-Fish wrappers and you just want someone to clean it up for you? I'm just asking. Just asking for a friend. Like, 2 people can play the ad hominem game, okay? And I got to tell you, I've probably got more experience. Hosted the NLSS for like a decade. Now here we go. Let's annoy the half of chat that agreed with me and get on the side of the half of chat that thought it was a bad take with this one. Am I the asshole for asking my wife for a day of solitude when I have an anxiety day about twice a month? Hard to tell just from the title, but I'm just going to say I don't think that's going to go over that well. I look, just asking for it means you're braver than I am, but let's see. I work full time and my wife stays at home with our child. Okay, you are fucked, dude. I don't even need to read the rest. Whether you're right or wrong, you can't escape this with your life. Work is incredibly stressful because of how short-staffed we are. I've been putting in a lot more overtime. I get off maybe one day a week. About once or twice a month, I go into a depressive funk. It's always on a day off. I don't know if it's just my body crashing from all the work or what. I'll wake up and immediately feel emotionally and physically terrible. There's no way to de-stress. I can try doing hobbies like playing video games, but they end up feeling like chores and stress me out. I feel my body physically shaking, and the moment somebody says something to me, I want to go off on them. The only way to get through the day is just to go to bed and be by myself, count it as a wasted day, and then try again tomorrow. All right, that, like, definitely fucking sucks. No doubt. And I'm not saying this person is the asshole, especially not based on like the first paragraph. That being said, you also have to put yourself in your wife's shoes that like 6 days a week she's on full-time baby duty, and the one day, maybe weekly, that she's gonna get off to do anything that isn't just singing the same 10 songs over and over and over again. Well, I don't know how to phrase it. Well, all I'll say is it sucks for the wife in this situation, who is like, on the one day where I might, okay, that's true. I don't know as a baby. I'm projecting, I guess, but like, it's still, well, I mean, I will relieve her of baby duty. Yeah, okay, frick you. That's why, because I read ahead. When I'm not in a funk, I will help her out at home. I will relieve her of baby duty and do chores. But days I am in the funk, I can't do anything for fear of lashing out. I told my wife I'll let her know when I'm having anxiety that day, and it's nothing she did, but I just need to be left alone to sleep it off. She gets upset either way. I know it's not fair to her because she doesn't get a day off. I'm just afraid I'll screw something up because I'm not in a good headspace. I thought about going to a doctor, but nothing's covered by my insurance, so I would have to pay hundreds that we don't have. So what do you think? Wow. Okay, so not that, well, okay. You're the asshole, but for like good reason. I don't know if we've had many of those well, we've had some, but I don't know how many of those we've had in the past. It's like in the microcosmic situation between you and your wife, you are asking her something unfair, but you're doing it for a reason that makes a lot of sense, which is you're suffering from bad mental health and feeling like you don't have the means to fix that. So yeah, I don't have a great funny answer for this. That sucks. Basically, let's see what people in the comments are saying. I'm sure that it'll be reasonable. You're the asshole. You are a parent now. Get therapy. Take a few minutes to clear your head. Listen, okay. I know amazing worldwide depression rates fall to zero. That's what I was worried about, is that I would be like, hey, that sucks for you, bro. I'm a parent. I have hard days too, but, I just suck it up because I guess like I'm different. In principle, I don't necessarily disagree. I don't think that's how it works, though. I want to be sympathetic, but you're the asshole. It's weird that your funk days are always on your days off, and since you won't get help, I don't see why your wife shouldn't be upset. She has to deal with house chores, your kid. She gets to worry about her husband's well-being. That sounds like an awesome day for her. Man, they're lighting this guy up in the comments, man. They are. Find a new job, mate, if you're okay. So no, it's they're going right for the jugular. So your days off when you could be helping out with your baby and home, you could be giving your wife a free day, are the days you're magically just in a funk and want a free pass to run off and do your own thing. The only way to get through the days is just go to bed and be by myself, count it as a wasted day, and try again tomorrow. Anyway, the thing is, like, I agree in principle. Like, I can see it from the wife's standpoint. Like, that sucks. It just also sucks for the husband. I think this is one where, like, if you're making a comment that's like, this is so easy, then you're kind of the asshole because, this is not like a black and white situation. This is just, it just blows. Yeah, anyway. Basically, I don't know, like what kind of I'm not the person with all the answers, right? I do think as somebody who is like completely ignorant about mental health, I do think that you have a responsibility, especially when you have a child, to find a healthier way of coping with it. But I also have the luxury of being in a position where, like, the cost of mental, and it's not covered, by the way, in Canada. Like, much like dental care, people assume that like mental health care is covered up here, but really it's just, necessary medical care is covered up here. Or if you get like, I think if you get, if you wait 2 years, it's covered. Okay. I did not know that, to be honest. But I think if you get you get more leeway after recognizing that you have the problem when you're taking steps to fix it. I guess that's as comfortable as I feel like going across, if that makes sense. If you're spending the day in bed because you have anxiety, and then you're like, I've thought about trying to fix it but can't, people are going to be in the comments on you like that's not an option. If you're taking steps actively to, which is easier said than done, I'm sure, then I think the people in the comments will still light you up, but light you up like a little bit less. I feel for the wife, though. I mean, that's just like that's just a nasty situation. That's basically that's a powder keg all the way around. Anyway, well, that was fun. Am I the asshole for buying my girlfriend an exercise bike? Can I alienate everybody? I still, to this day, am not dunking on Peloton for the Peloton Wife commercial. And maybe I'm missing the nuance in it, okay? So the Peloton Wife was a viral dunk campaign where it was like an ad where this wife was like, hey, my husband got me a Peloton. And then she journaled like, up at 4 a.m. drinking juice on the Peloton, and she was like, she did, anyway, she was working out hard on the bike. And the whole campaign got dunked on because people were like, wow, what an asshole. Like, her husband basically got her a present that was like, lose some weight so you can be a supermodel. And my whole, like, when I watched it, I was just like, man, I wish someone would buy me a Peloton. This shit is expensive. It would make exercising more fun. If Kate got me a Peloton, I'm not dropping a hint. They're very expensive and we don't have a lot of space. But if Kate got me a Peloton, would there be a part of me that's like, she's calling me a little chubby? I would be like, yeah, she's not wrong. That's why I want the Peloton in the first place. I would welcome it. I would take it as a positive sign. But anyway, so I always thought the dunk campaign was like a little too much on the Peloton, but there's a gender difference for sure. I know, I get what you're saying. When you're saying you don't understand you're a man, it's because when a wife calls her husband fat, it's based, right? That's what you're trying to say, like it's so much harder to be a man because like we're constantly body shamed like that. I'm picking up on what you're saying. I totally get it. Okay, am I the asshole for buying my girlfriend an exercise bike? The last 3 years have been rough on my girlfriend of 4 years. She's lost a few family members, lost a job, but luckily for a new one, lots of stress in her life. She turned to comfort eating to cope and put on a good amount of weight, nearly 100 pounds. For about 3 weeks, she's been saying, I need to lose weight, I need to work out. If only I had the stuff here. So hearing that and wanting to help her out, I bought her a Peloton bike for her apartment without telling her first. Wanted it to be a surprise. She took the gesture, not as I intended. She took it as my boyfriend telling me I'm too fat. My intent was, hey, I know you're always talking about losing weight, working out more, let me help. Kate, tell me you're a software engineer without telling me you're a software engineer. Unfortunately, I can't investigate because you've deleted your account. There was problem. I applied solution, and you have the audacity to be upset with me? It makes no sense. Please debug. Rubber duck, debug me. Explain to me. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say, okay? I don't think that this makes him. I don't think he's an asshole for buying his girlfriend an exercise bike. I do think there is like a little bit of an asshole vibe just in like the first couple of sentences. The last 3 years have been rough on my girlfriend of 4 years. She lost a few family. Like, I get that he's not saying, hey, some people died, so I bought you a bike. But even still, I'm like, lost the job, luckily got a new one. She's got a lot of stress. She turned to comfort eating to cope and put on a good amount of weight, nearly 100 pounds. I don't know, something about that is, I don't know, that sentence just kind of like weirds me out. I don't know that, like, I don't think, I guess I woke up on the different side of the bed today. I don't think he's an asshole for this. Maybe I'm being the guy now who's like, she can't be mad. He bought her a $2,000 bike. I mean, I don't know, because like I'm putting myself in. I can't put myself in her shoes as much as I would like to, because it would strengthen my point, right? But like, this is one of those things where I'm really like, listen to me, okay? It's not actually about the issue at hand. I think like socially there is learned behavior, and one of those learned behaviors is you don't buy your significant other, especially if they're a woman, you don't buy them exercise equipment. You don't buy them a gym membership. You don't buy them, an exercise bike, because the learned behavior in society is that triggers an alarm bell that it's like it's over the line and it's seen as like, I bought this for you because you're fat, which there's probably situations where it's true, but simultaneously, she also might have just wanted the damn Peloton, but apparently she didn't. And she's saying, I gotta work out. I would start working out if I just had the stuff here. He got her the stuff and she's mad. I think, I'm gonna say it, I think she's being a little bit of the asshole in this situation. If we take OP at their face value, okay? If she really said, I need to lose weight, I need to work out, if only I had the stuff here. And then he bought her a Peloton, and she's openly mad at him for getting the Peloton. I don't know, man. I'm like, if she was just enjoying, her lifestyle, and then he bought her a Peloton, unprompted, kind of an asshole move. If she said, I would love to work out, I just want the stuff here, I take that in my brain as like, this problem wants a solution. Apparently what it was actually is, I know that I put on a little extra weight. I just want you to know I have a good excuse for it. Please don't try to help me at all. That's all I'm saying, okay? What would you do if Kate buy you a Peloton? We covered that earlier. I would be stoked, because I know I put on a little weight. And I would be like, yo, is that a Peloton? That's sick, man. I'm not saying you should that everybody on earth should be like, oh, great, a Peloton. I'm just saying, for me, I would be like, that's fine. The other way around? Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm getting stunlocked because I just don't know how to answer the question. I mean, my wife has never expressed an interest in getting an exercise bike, so I think that would just be a bad gift. But it would be a bad gift for a different reason. It wouldn't be because of the insinuation. It would be because I bought her a Peloton, and then I'd, be in her office every day like, hey, can you give me a Peloton? Can I ride your Peloton real quick? Hey, I'm just going to sneak in here for like 45 minutes and ride your Peloton. Is that cool with you? Like, it would be the Homer Simpson bowling ball gift, right? Where I would just get her something that I wanted to actually have myself. I got to see the comments, man. I've never felt like more at odds with society, which we are living in, by the way. Deleted account, man. This guy, he didn't do anything that wrong. Did you cyberbullied him into deleting his whole account? By the way, before we get down here, I'm sure there's going to be comments that are like, you're the asshole. You admit yourself things were stressful for her and people in her life that she loved have passed on. And then you had the audacity. And look, If you read it in the most malevolent light possible, I understand, okay? But she said, I need to lose weight, I need to work out. If only I had the stuff here. Even if she said, like, my understanding of human communication, which is fucking twisted, obviously, but if someone said, I need to lose weight, I need to work out, I'd be like, oh, yeah, me too. Yeah, we should totally do that, and then just keep kicking the can down the road until it becomes a bigger problem or the mood strikes, right? If she said, if only I had this stuff here, that's like the executable at the end. That's like, I have a problem in need of a solution, IMO. That's my take on the subject. This, I need to lose weight, I need to work out, idle conversation. Yeah, me too. Oh, the only thing rising in the pandemic is my cholesterol. Hey, if only I had this stuff here, that's where you've invited an extra step in my opinion. But, okay. Soft, you're the asshole. Definitely should have had a conversation first, like asking her what kind of fitness gear she would like and letting her be a part of the decision. Okay, so the conversation part I think makes sense. However, am I so fricked up that like asking her what kind of fitness gear or equipment she would like and letting her be a part of the decision is like, I also think that the same logic applies. Like if he's an asshole for getting her a bike, I think if he was like, hey, specifically, what kind of exercise equipment would you like to have? I think that's almost like the same style of assholery. It's like you're trapping her in a box now, one way or the other. Like, I think this creates the situation where look, I'm not trying to defend the Peloton company. Their treadmills did kill like a couple of kids, okay? Now, the bikes seem very nice. They seem very nice indeed. I'm not trying to insult the bikes, okay? I'm just talking about the company. However, also the CEO doesn't drink water from glasses. When he wakes up in the morning, he drinks 72 ounces of water out of the bathroom faucet like a damn psychopath. But anyway, I think we're maybe throwing the baby out with the bathwater here, okay? Let's not... Is it that he bought a Peloton that's the problem? Like if he got her some resistance bands or like a Bowflex or the thing that electrocutes your abs, she would be like, oh, thank you, but no bikes. Like, I don't understand. The Peloton is like the Rolls Royce of stationary exercise equipment. If she's mad that he got her a Peloton, I feel like if he bought her like a dumbbell rack, she would have freaking like taken his head off or something like that. I don't know if the equipment's the problem, but I do agree that the conversation, I mean, everything on Am I the Asshole is more like, one conversation would have solved the problem, right? Like, but that's why the subreddit exists. So I'm glad that people are bad at talking to one another. And I think you had good intentions, but generally when a girl says those things, the first thing she wants is reassurance, and then you can move into the territory of, if you think it would make you feel better physically and mentally, I can always help you find ways to. I just want to find what's best for you. Look, I don't disagree, but I feel like we're also, this is like an evolving metagame, right? Like I think, like maybe in the 1950s, if you were the husband who was like, if you think that's what would make you feel better, I would just want what's best for you, would work, because you would be in like the top 5% of men who were sensitive. But now that the male sensitivity is higher, this is also, they can sniff it from a mile away. That's like, oh, you're just saying that to be nice. You need, like, I'm not saying you have to buy her a Peloton. I mean, that's crazy. I'm just saying you got to, I think that's an old school line that could work. I don't think that's going to get you anywhere. That's just my 2 cents at least. I mean, here's it. Again, you can't flip it, because I can't put myself in the shoes of somebody who's grown up, surrounded by Cosmo magazine and stuff like that. Like, and I'm gonna pop the bubble for a lot of men. The conventional wisdom that like men age like wine. They get so much more handsome as they get older. There's like 8 guys who, were schlubby in their 30s, and then like in their 50s, they turn into like a silver fox. The average 50-year-old man is like, it looks like a stuffed animal that's been hugged too much. And I say that as somebody that's on that path myself. You know, it's like, yes, there's a lot of Tom Brady and Josh Brolin and George Clooney and stuff like that. But if you walk down the street, there's like a lot of guys who are, you know, they're coming apart at the seams, right? No, you're wrong. Totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah, if you're like a 22-year-old guy who's drinking a lot of Manhattans like Don Draper, you're definitely gonna look like John Hamm when you're 45. You're definitely not gonna look like canned ham. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, people don't want the truth bombs here today. So I can't put myself in her shoes specifically. Is all I'm trying to say, but. I do think that if I was like, I should lose some weight, and my wife was like, if you think that would make you feel better physically and mentally, I can always help you find ways to. I just want what's best for you. I would be like, I get it. You're nice and I'm a little fat. You don't have to rub it in. Just buy me a Peloton. Bruh. Fuck you, bruh. 6-word bruh edit. If I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't treat her like that. I wouldn't take her idle whining about wanting to get healthy seriously. I would just enable whatever lifestyle she wanted. Wow. You're such a nice guy. You say it best when you say nothing at all, buddy. I'm going to give you the benefit of the... Bruh, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say not the asshole now that I farmed you for karma. But dude... that was a really brainless move on your part. Even if she expressed interest in it, she's clearly insecure about how she looks. So the logical, well, you wanted it thing is going to seem really cold and unempathetic. Pelotons are also really expensive. I don't know how long you've been dating, but that kind of investment is a little much without talking it over first. Yeah, but like, you know, if you break out, give me the Peloton back. Yo, did OP miss the entire backlash to the Peloton ads a couple of years ago? Where the husband gets her one as a gift? That was Peloton virtue signaling, IMO. There's a few things I'm willing to dig my heels on. For the most part, I'll say something, and then whenever chat's like bad take, I'm like, oh, don't hurt me. The kangaroo video might be digitally manipulated, and the Peloton ad was not that bad. There's just a bunch of people who wanted to jump on it and be like, I would never do that. Plus, don't care, didn't ask. Plus, your bike's $2,000. By the way, it's... The guy in the post, he never said, well, you wanted it. She took her gesture not as I intended. She took it as my boyfriend is telling me I'm too fat. My intent was, hey, I know you're talking about losing weight. Let me help. This guy inserts himself as like, where was it here? Well, you wanted it. You see, he might just be... getting yelled at without, he might not be going in hard is I guess what I'm trying to say. I'm going with not the asshole. My wife often mentioned to me that she wanted to work out. I did nothing. After a couple of months, she finally told me she wanted a stair climber. Worried about the backlash if I did buy one, I dragged my heels on getting it. Look what you done, society. You proud of yourself? You made this wife's life that much more inconvenient because of your response to the damn Peloton ad. She was like, I'd love to work out. Wink, wink. Husband was like, can't buy her something. I'll get canceled. She's like, I'd like a stair climber. Husband's like, nice try. You think I was born yesterday? Buy you a piece of exercise equipment you specifically asked for? I'm not trying to get canceled. She finally flatly told me to go and get it. I was shaking in the Planet Fitness. Told people to put their phones away. No photos of me buying this Stairmaster. Hey, who's this Stairmaster for? It's for me. It's for me, okay? It's for me. Anyway, I don't think this guy did anything wrong. I can't believe he deleted his account, man. I don't think he did anything. I'm willing to dig my heels in on this one. I don't think he did anything wrong. Am I the asshole for taking away a hobby my daughter loves? It's going to be hard for you to dig yourself out of this one. I, female 25, have a daughter that is 7-year-old that is a cheerleader. When I initially signed her up, it was just for her to have a hobby. My daughter absolutely... You ever hear of a damn period? Jesus Christ. My daughter absolutely loves cheering, and with everything that's going on between my ex-husband, aka her dad, I was glad she found an outlet to get her mind off all the family drama. Period. Throughout the summer, my daughter spent the majority of her time training in gymnastics and dance, but in her gymnastics, and then when you put the period, you put the preposition right after it to start the sentence. And then you capitalize the I. Are you trying to make me have a fucking aneurysm? Sorry, I'm leaning into it too hard. I apologize. But in her gymnastics class, her coach really took a liking into my daughter. And my daughter also adores her back, but sadly this summer she spent most of her time with her coach more than me, given because I'm a single mother. And it's sometimes hard because I also have 4 other kids besides her, so it could be hard finding that one-on-one time with her. All right, that's like... That this sentence has illuminated the meta aspects of what's going on. That was a great sentence. My daughter talks about her coach nonstop and all the things she does with her, and even other moms tell me that my daughter is the coach's favorite, and paranoid side of me starts thinking, is this relationship weird? Because when I looked at my daughter and the coach together, is literally looking like mother and daughter. When school starts back up, again, I told the coach she can't come as much because school's starting back up. She gets kind of visibly upset that I was putting school first before cheer. She then offers that she comes straight after school for an hour and a half fully paid for. My daughter really wanted to still attend her class, so I agreed. But now this week she asked me if my daughter can join her elite team. But that means more time my daughter will have to spend training, and I can't travel with her all the time because I have other kids, plus I have a custody agreement with her dad, so it's really not in the cards. So I told her that she can't, and we got into this disagreement. She told me I'm holding my daughter back and she can be in the Olympics, that I'm neglecting her, and that she's trying to save her to become like me, which was a mom at 18. That was yesterday, and I cried when I had time to myself. Look, I'm sorry. That was yesterday, and I cried when I had time to myself because she made me feel like I didn't care about my daughter. Right now, I'm feeling like I don't want my daughter back with that teacher. It would crush my daughter if I told her she can't see her coach anymore. So am I the asshole for taking away a hobby my kid loves? More information on the coach. She... literally an Abby Lee Miller. If anyone watched Dance Moms, she's very intense when it comes to training the kids at her gym. The elite team coach is referring to is a travel team that age group 9 to 12-year-olds. I did try to look to transfer into nearby gyms, but the deadlines for registration already passed. So I have not seen Dance Moms. I don't know if that's gonna... impact my ability to weigh in on the decision. I don't know if I feel comfortable weighing in before I've watched Dance Moms. Is that on HBO? I go watch it. It's on TLC. Oh, that's okay. I get that. I get TLC. I have to be honest, I feel like none of the meaning of the post made it into my head because I was so focused on reading it. So I just want to go over it. She's 25 years old. She has a 7-year-old child. The 7-year-old child loves cheerleading. She went to cheerleading, which led to gymnastics. At gymnastics, she became very close to her coach. The mom, understandably, to some extent, is a little jealous. That's one aspect of it. But also is finding it difficult to allow her daughter to spend so much time at gymnastics. Is it because she's jealous of the relationship that she has with the coach, or is it because she also has 4 other kids, which I have to imagine is like incredibly exhausting? And I got to tell you, we're not getting any help from the peanut gallery on this one. 43% you're the asshole, 42% not the asshole. I mean, I feel like you're kind of not the asshole for possibly not wanting your daughter to get insanely serious about gymnastics at the age of 7. And also recognizing that when you have 5 kids, like, your ability to have any of them get like super involved with extracurricular stuff like this is gonna, it's gonna put your already at a premium time into much more scarce territory. But you're also kind of the asshole if you just don't want it to happen because she's becoming very close to her coach. And I think the only person who can really answer that is Casey Lee, the OP. I think you got to go deep into yourself, and figure out, are you being, are you upset because of the fact that, you're jealous of the relationship that your daughter has with a coach, or is it literally that it's just not feasible to do with your family? I don't know. Beats me. She could be an Olympian, though. Yeah, but like probably every 7-year-old could be an Olympian, right? Yeah, we need to see a video of this kid doing gymnastics. That's the King Solomon decision. If I see this kid do gymnastics and they're doing flips and landing like perfect tens like Nadia Comaneci, then I'm like, you're the asshole. Let the kid pursue her dream. If she can't even get up on the pommel horse, then no, you're not the asshole. The coach is trying to grift you. I need to see video evidence of how good this kid is at gymnastics, okay? Anyway, it's pretty, like, if the coach actually said, you're holding your daughter back, I want her to not become like you, which is a mom at 18, that's pretty messed up. I mean, if anything, if she's an Olympian gymnast, she could be a mom at 18, because don't they retire when they're like 16? She could take her 2 gold medals and just kind of like, enter the next phase of her life. I don't know why, I'm just making jokes. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Chino Senpai, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have an answer for this. She seems like kind of an asshole. It seems like she doesn't want her child to be with the coach because she wouldn't have brought up how jealous she is of the relationship with the coach if it wasn't part of the issue. So I think if we're assuming that that's part of the issue, then yes, that makes you kind of the asshole to potentially limit your daughter's potential because you're jealous that she has a relationship with a coach that makes you feel like, you're not as good of a mom. It sucks, by the way. That's part of the human experience, I guess, is navigating emotions like that. But also the coach is kind of like an asshole for, the things that she said, if she actually said them. So gymnastics coaches don't necessarily have the best reputation for being nice people, so I'm not surprised. Necessarily, at least from, I don't mean that stuff. I just mean like even like you watch documentaries on gymnastics or gymnasts, and they're like, yeah, I was 6 years old and my coach would like make me do the splits and then stand on my shoulders so that my freaking pelvis would explode. It's like hardcore training at a very young age. Because you hit like your peak as a gymnast, I think, at like age 17 or something like that. This is not phrasing. Like, you're just reading it in the worst way possible. It's the same when I was like, it's like a chat full of people, the same that was like, when I was like, I always fall asleep listening to audiobooks. Like, I've been listening to The Rise and the Fall of the Third Reich, and like 8 people in chat were like, a little problematic. Is it? It's not a how-to. It's not like 12 steps to create the Third Reich. It's just history. It's like you got it's just knowledge. It's not like trying to get into any spicy territory. He's getting brainwashed in his sleep. It's the same thing we play WarioWare. I'm like, screw Ashley. There's 90 people in chat. She's 12 years old. Yeah. And no, like, first off, I didn't mean it like that. But then secondarily, like, you're bopping me because, the height of humor is that's what she said. And then thirdly, it's a cartoon witch that doesn't exist in the real world. You got a problem. You gotta learn how to talk like adults. It's too much. It's not walking on eggshells. You're walking on the sidewalk and people are trying to throw eggshells. You know, with the least generous reading of what you just said, if you filter it, not me, but someone who's crazy might misinterpret what you're saying. If you say, just shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. All right, moving on. You're going to run out of eggshells. Am I the asshole for telling my coworker it's not my fault that she's single? When she said it's not okay for my husband to send me gifts at our workplace? Am I the asshole